So if there's one thing that fans have been wanting from the Power Ranger franchise for the longest time, that is an animated TV series recapping or retelling certain events that have happened in the TV show or comics. And although I wasn't opposed to the idea at first because I thought it would never happen, but seeing how the gears have shifted and over the past few years in the nearby future, maybe an animated TV series for Power Rangers is the way to go. So in this video, I'm going to make a video of me rambling about how I would want to see an animated Power Ranger series or movie, and what I would want to see in it, and what things I would like to be adapted into animated form when it comes to Power Rangers. Now, I might as well get this out of the way because someone's probably going to bring it up in the comment section. Yes, I know that Shankar has expressed interest in making an animated Power Ranger series. If you don't know who Shankar is, he's done a lot of TV web projects. He did the Power Ranger / Rangers that came out 5 years ago. He's done a bunch of other stuff, such as being the executive producer on the animated Castlevania series that's on Netflix, and he has expressed interest in doing a lot of darker series of video games and movies and stuff like that, one of them being Power Rangers. And although this would be a really cool thing to see, I'm curious how he'd handle it, because he did do that Dark Power Rangers film that came out all those years ago, so he would be an interesting person to do an animated Power Ranger series if he's got the interest to do it, because what he came up with 5 years ago was freaking crazy and dark in the span of 10 minutes, so I'd be cool to check out whatever he'd put out when it comes to Power Rangers. But I'm just throwing out there because someone's probably going to bring it up, and yeah, could this guy make an animated Power Ranger series if Netflix or Hasbro gave him the budget to do it? Maybe, but I'd like to see what his wacky brain can come up with. Now, I would love to see an animated TV series of Power Rangers, but what would it be about? Would they adapt the Boom Studios? Would they retell certain events that we've seen in the TV show hundreds and hundreds of times because we're fans, we watch it again and again and again? Would they do an animated series just recapping the stuff we've saw? Or will they do something new and totally original? That is the idea that's up for debate. Now, I would love an animated Power Ranger TV series. I mean, that would be cool. I mean, I'd buy all the box sets, I'd binge it on Netflix, I'd watch it in any shape or form I can get my hands of. But I would like to see, instead of an animated series, an animated movie, kind of like what DC does with their animated movie, because DC's animated movies slap really hard. They're really on point. They're really awesome, especially if you've been watching the more recent ones that have come out in the past decade. Those have been on point and slapping really hard when it comes to a fun watch time when you put it on. So I would love to see something like that, because we can always get an animated movie about Shattered Grid or Beyond the Grid, Necessary Evil, maybe the other graphic novels they've adapted, such as Soul of the Dragon or Sins of the Future or Psychopath and stuff like that. That would be really cool to see. Now, like I said, an animated series could be really cool, because you can have it in this big episodic event where you just follow it and you see where it's going to go. Like, you can have a cliffhanger at the end of season 1 where see where it goes into during season 2. That would be really cool. But if we do get an animated series, I wouldn't want to see Day of the Dumpster retold animated, because I kind of know all those story beats bit by bit. I would like to see something like the form of Go-Go Power Rangers or Boom Studios in the form of a comic. But the first episode, I think, of the pilot episode, it should maybe be something to do with Grace Sterling, because Grace Sterling is the original Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. Although that plot twist came later down the line in the comics, it would be cool to see it in the, sort of like the jumping on point for everyone to get involved in, have that as the prologue to the animated series, have Grace Sterling be the first Red Ranger, and you see her team get wiped up by Psycho Green, and then you have sort of like a time skip into whenever the MMPR TV series takes place. Well, the comic takes place in 2016 in modern times, but you know what I'm getting at. Now, I would love to see the Boom Studio comics get adapted into a TV series or a movie, but the TV series would be a bit of a harder watch, because I would know everything that's going to happen depending on how they adapt it, because I've read Go-Go Power Rangers issue 1 all the way to issue 32. I've read all of Mighty Morphin as it's coming out monthly. I would know the story beats and the episodes they're going to tell, so if they're left on a really big cliffhanger, I would be like, oh boy, I know what's coming on next season. I'm really excited. What bit bits of the comic will they adapt next season, and it sort of be like that as an anime fan. You kind of know what they're going to adapt from the manga, depending on how different they do it, and I'd be on that sort of mentality, waiting to see how the animated TV series or movie would do it different to the comics, unless they do their totally brand new thing. But that would be my only nitpick if they made an animated TV series, and that would be my own shortcomings, just knowing what's going to happen and sitting on edge waiting for it to happen, because what happens if it never comes? What happens if they skip on a certain story element? Who knows? Because that would really keep me on my seat, just wondering how they would adapt it. But I'd also be just groaning, because I'd be like, oh, why can't we skip this arc and move on to the next arc? Because, hey, I'm not a big fan of Beyond the Grid, but maybe an animated Beyond the Grid movie would be good. That'd be pretty awesome. Yeah, I'll see an animated Beyond the Grid movie, maybe. Who knows? But either way, I would love to see the comics being animated into a series. Like, I would love to see the graphic novels that we've had throughout the past few years, like Soul of the Dragon and stuff like that, be turned into a movie, sort of like with the DC movies, like I said earlier. And last year, we got not Power Rangers, we got Ninja Turtles versus Batman into an animated movie, and that was pretty good. That was a fun little watch, and I'm hoping that Hasbro and whoever animated that film can team up and we can get something very similar to Power Rangers. Maybe get the original voice cast. Who knows? I guess we'll find out eventually, but I would love to see something like that, like an animated movie of the Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles comic. Who knows? We'll get that eventually. I don't know, but an animated Power Ranger TV series or movie, that would be really cool. Just don't make it a bland adaptation of the TV show, of the stuff we've seen. I don't know what rating I would give it. I'd say PG-13. R-rated, R-rated would be cool when we get to the Shattered Grid stuff, but it doesn't have to be too in your face, like sex and violence and stuff like that. Maybe keep the violence in there, see a few blood, see a few limbs get cut off, but you don't have to make it over the top like the Power Rangers / movie that came out a few days ago, although that is really awesome with the violence and over-the-topness nature of it. But I don't know, just keep the source material, but don't just make a beat-for-beat retelling of stuff we've seen for all the couple of years. Like, imagine getting a retelling of every season in an animated form. That would kind of drag, depending on what they did. Unless they cut out the filler episodes, and who knows. But either way, I would love to see an animated Power Ranger TV series or movie, and maybe we'll get one in the nearby future. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe you guys know, but what would you guys like to see in an animated Power Rangers TV series or movie? Tell me in the comment section down below, because I know you guys are probably going to have a lot of ideas of what you want to see, and I'd love to hear them. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Take care. Thanks for watching.